6 tonight, the Santa Cruz Police Department about to unleash a new crime-fighting strategy. Police say they will be proactive with more boots on the ground to deal with specific crimes impacting certain neighborhoods. Action News reporter Phil Gomez joins us live with more on what's behind the new approach. Phil?
The new policy comes after the department held several community meetings about what types of crimes were happening in neighborhoods. Police Chief Andy Mills will reassign 20 officers and administration back to patrolling the streets using community policing techniques.
The difference is we're putting some teeth behind community policing.
A neighborhood policing structure divided into 5 communities: Upper West Side, Lower West Side, Upper East Side, Lower East Side, and downtown. All have specific issues related to that community. For example, the Upper West Side has traffic problems with speeders in and around the UC Santa Cruz campus.
On the other service areas, we heard other things, such as car burglaries and rampant theft in parts of the city, as well as certainly, no surprise, significant homeless issues.
20 officers will be dedicated to the 5 districts. That will include a lieutenant, a sergeant, and other personnel.
So that somebody's accountable for fighting and managing and controlling crime in that area.
The Downtown Business Association backs the new strategy with an emphasis on community involvement too.
He's really been stressing accountability, and I think this is a model that really has a lot of accountability built in, not only for the police department, but for community groups like the Downtown Association and neighborhood groups.
J.D. Sotelo, a longtime resident of Lower Ocean, has seen his share of crime. He believes this system will allow officers to deal with smaller level crimes.
I think you need to be reactive to the bank robbery or the stolen car or the assault, but you also need to have some type of a strategy to address ongoing problems that may appear low level.
One of the downtown neighborhood hotspots is the CVS on Front Street. It has one of the highest calls regarding thefts in the city. The chief believes that by working with store managers, they can reduce those numbers.
As we can reduce that number that our officers are responding to, we can increase the proactivity of those officers and say, okay, now you can go out and really get after it.
The chief will meet monthly with his lieutenants and staff and review what is working, what isn't, and make adjustments. Aaron?
All right, Phil, thank you. So this neighborhood policing strategy is not going to require any additional funding. They're going to implement it with existing resources. The new strategy will go into effect March 1st.
We have a terrific story on our School Watch tonight. The story of, isn't this great? It is a group of Salinas Elementary School kids who got a very special delivery today. Thousands of rolls of toilet paper from Charmin, a reward for bringing positive change to school. Action News reporter Felix Cortez has more.
I have some breaking news. We have bad toilet paper.
Breaking news turned into real news Wednesday morning at El Gabilan Elementary School in Salinas when Charmin delivered 6,000 rolls of toilet paper.
It makes me feel happy.
Why?
Because I never thought this would happen. And then the truck came and it happened.
It was shocking because I never knew it would happen.
These 4th grade students took on a challenge from their teacher, try and bring positive change to campus. They all agreed they wanted to replace the cheap generic toilet paper the school uses that's rough and rips easily.
When you try to pull it off the thing, it just like rips into little bits, so you have to keep pulling it.
We want to change the generic toilet paper to Charmin Ultra Strong.
So the kids made a video which they posted to Twitter. Charmin saw it and, inspired by their hard work, delivered 9 pallets of Charmin Ultra Strong toilet paper.
It feels great because it's like people are going to feel happy now because they're not going to feel roughness now. And they're going to just feel like softness.
The classroom project becoming an inspiration for these kids, knowing their actions made a difference.
And that's what we wanted them to really learn. And a big thing was letting them know that their voices can be heard at the age of 9 and 10.
Thank you, Charmin!
In Salinas, Felix Cortez, KSBW, Action News 8.
And now to an Action News 8 exclusive, a look inside a company vying to become a state leader in the cannabis industry. They're doing it by using a business model that allows for flexibility to adjust to a growing industry. It's called Grupo Flor, and it's making a name for itself in the marijuana industry with its base right here in Monterey County. All the details tonight from Action News reporter Brittany Nielsen.
Vying to be the leader on the California cannabis stage, Grupo Flor's specialty is diversity, making it ready for inevitable changes in an industry just finding its feet.
Right now we use it as shock absorbers is the best analogy. So if one thing changes or the margins change, or if somebody tells us we can't do this over in this business unit and we can absorb it over here in this business unit, that's what we're going to do all the way through the supply chain.
The company is hands-on from planting.
We've actually started with seeds here, and we're actually seeing which phenotypes we like and which ones we don't like.
All the way to the finished product, with the company's flagship retail store set to open next month.
Out the back here are actually loading docks.
Essentially integrating a seed-to-sale approach, Grupo Flor was founded by commercial brokers and lawyers.
Both from their own sides advocating for a change in this and to adopt this policy of encouraging cannabis to be regulated.
Regulations they're helping to shape, approaching the cities of Salinas and Greenfield and the county of Monterey would draft regulations as recreational marijuana became legal this year.
I think that we've had a very strong hand on the tiller of bringing regulation forward, and the conversation of regulation forward, and trying to provide as much resource to policymakers because this is new to them.
CEO Paul Henderson and founding member Gavin Kogan gave us an exclusive first look at Grupo Flor's growing facilities, which have never before allowed cameras inside.
So this is where it all begins. These are the mother plants. 9,000 cuttings come out of this space every 2 weeks.
Those cuttings then move here, 100 per container under lights. Soon they'll be big enough to move into the nursery until they're ready to be relocated here to a second Salinas Valley greenhouse. The plants here are bigger and closer to harvest.
This whole facility contains flowers, cannabis flower, at different stages of bloom.
Set up to constantly provide product for their customers, whether that means in-store consumers or growers who are buying cannabis plants.
We are hoping to make this the epicenter and flagship building in Monterey County cannabis.
Their new storefront on Work Street in Salinas set to open in March.
Where I'm standing is actually going to be the dispensary, east of Eden.
It'll also be a manufacturing and shipping hub, a company ready to carry California cannabis. In Salinas, Brittany Nielsen, KSBW, Action News 8.
Brittany, thank you. The city of Salinas is adding some new fees to permits for commercial marijuana. Last night, city leaders approved the move to help reduce potential costs. Now, new applications will cost $2,940 and $1,350 for renewals.
More coming up on Action News at 6. A warning about the Apple Watch, the issue affecting new users. So often, police are sending messages to people.
Amazon patents new technology to track workers in their warehouses. Why it says it's all about saving time.
A Bay Area News Watch, voters sent to head to the polls this summer to try and remove a Santa Clara County judge after his controversial sentencing of a former Stanford swimmer.
Plus, why the ocean was lit up at night in Big Sur. Spectacular show. We'll find out what's behind it. First, though, here's our chief meteorologist, Lee Solomon, with a first look at tonight's weather.
Yeah, it was another spectacular day. Speaking of that, look at the numbers here. We got close in a couple of spots, broke a record or two. 74 in Monterey today. Didn't get the record. The record was 75, but we were close. Tied it in San Jose at 76 and busted it in Gilroy 79 today. The old record is 76. So yeah, if you were feeling like this is a little abnormal, you'd have been right. Mid-50s to middle 60s. It's actually colder in Santa Cruz right now than it is around Monterey. And you're going, well, what's going on there? And why is it so much cooler compared to the inland areas when we have offshore flow? Well, we had a little finger of fog that came in around the bay today. A southerly surge, it caught us all by surprise. That's that fog, that marine layer can happen any time of year. It came around the bay. It's not going to be here all night, but it's in a few local spots right now. So we'll keep a few patches of the bay fog. Otherwise, it's clear skies and middle 60s to around 70. So you got a mild evening. The question is, when do we cool down and when we get some rain? Take a look at all that coming up in minutes.
You're watching KSBW Action News 8 at 6 with Dan Green, Aaron Clark, sports with Drea Blackwell, and KSBW weather with Chief Meteorologist Lee Solomon. Now, coverage you can count on from the Central Coast's #1 rated news. This is KSBW Action News 8.
Check out these gorgeous photographs. Isn't it amazing? Waters in Big Sur lit up at night, and you can thank Mother Nature. I took these photos just a couple of days ago near Bixby Bridge, of course, off to the left. A phytoplankton bloom illuminating the waters. It's caused by an influx of nutrients in calm waters. Usually lasts about a week. The photographer who shot these beautiful images, George Krieger, tells Action News that he actually went out last night and it was already starting to dim, so it doesn't last long. But thank you, George, for sharing, because that's just one of those spectacular moments that if you're not there, you know, thank you photographers who catch the moment.
Now to our coverage of the 2018 Winter Olympics. Opening ceremonies happened Friday in South Korea. Athletes competing at a record number of events for the Winter Games.
Action News reporter Gina Kim shows us what's new and different this year.
On the snow and on the ice, the best athletes from around the world will compete for a record 102 medals at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, the first Winter Games to break the 100 mark.
It would be a dream come true to be on that podium, on top of that podium, hearing my national anthem played for me.
Among the 102 events are several new ones, including alpine skiing team event, mass start speed skating, and big air snowboarding.
Going off a jump and just knowing that you're about to just launch about 100 feet through the air, it's the nerves before are just unreal.
Another first, Pyeongchang will host the largest number of events for women in Olympic history. The Winter Olympics are actually taking place in two cities, the ice events here in Gangneung and the snow events in Pyeongchang, about 30 minutes away. At Gangneung's brand new hockey stadium, you won't see pro National Hockey League players this year. The NHL refused to make room in its season for players to travel overseas for the Olympics. Another barred group is Russians. After investigations by the World Anti-Doping Agency confirmed that Russia encouraged, provided, and then tried to hide mass doping by their athletes during and before the 2014 Sochi Winter Games, the International Olympic Committee banned the Olympic Goliaths. Russian athletes who can prove they're clean can participate, but not under the Russian flag. With Russia out of the running, analysts predict Germany, Norway, and the U.S. will grab the most medals. Gina Kim, NBC News, Pyeongchang.
And here's the cool thing. It turns out we have the Winter Olympics on KSBW.
No.
Yes.
No, really?
Yes, we got it. We got everything.
I didn't know.
Come on, man. We had the Super Bowl. We
So
had the
glad
Olympics.
you're
We
letting
got
us
it.
know.
We got it all. Telling you. So live reports from South Korea starting tomorrow morning on Action News Sunrise. There's actual competition prior. There's actual competition
Before
prior
the
to the opening ceremonies.
Curling,
So
right?
you'll see some of that tomorrow. as
Tomorrow
well.
night in prime time, we're going to have Olympic coverage. Opening ceremonies on Friday.
Non-stop action.
Seriously, very busy couple of weeks going forward. Busy day in college football. We have National Signing Day. Universities around the country fighting for the best football players out there. We'll have a closer look at signing day in just a few minutes, but first want to get to tonight's sports quiz. Name the 2 universities that Herman Edwards played for while a college football player. Have your answer. More sports in about 20 minutes.
Very News Watch tonight, a Santa Clara County judge that came under fire for his handling of a case of a former Stanford University swimmer, Brock Turner, could have to leave the bench this summer. A special election to recall Judge Aaron Persky has now been approved. It will happen on June 5th. Critics began the recall process after he sentenced Turner to 6 months in jail. A jury convicted him of sexually assaulting a woman who had passed out. Police in the Bay Area say they have seen an increase in accidental 911 calls in the past few weeks because of Apple Watches. Police in Walnut Creek say it happens when people are either setting up the watch or when their hand or wrist is bent and presses the side button that calls 911 by mistake. It's not a major problem if you do, but they say people are hanging up and that causes a problem. Police say if you do call 911 by accident, just say it was an accident. Otherwise, they got to send people and stuff.
And they're going to track you down.
Right.
News around the state, a multi-vehicle crash along the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu sent at least 9 people to the hospital. At least 5 cars were involved, and it stopped traffic in both directions, so you can imagine the traffic nightmare there. But most importantly, emergency crews rushed to the scene. They had to get 2 people trapped in vehicles out. Some patients were flown by helicopter to local hospitals. Covered California is seeing a slight drop in enrollment this year. More than 1.5 million people signed up for 2018 coverage. That's about 35,000 fewer people than last year. Officials say the decline is likely because some people who make too much to qualify for subsidies could get a better deal somewhere else.
Coming up, the Pentagon exploring options for a military parade. We'll tell you what the White House says President Trump wants in that request.
Maybe a possible budget deal in Washington. We'll have more on that. First, live look outside. Sky Academy at Santa Cruz. Remember Lee was talking about the fog? There it is. We're going to have much more on your weather coming up. First, though, let's take a look at tonight's weather quiz. We'll have the answer and your forecast when we come back.